What's up everyone, we're going to be going through the best MLB player props on PrizePicks today. Now I did want to show you the results from yesterday's picks from my exclusive Discord group, and as you guys see we actually got 14 picks correct, which was absolutely insane. So we're on a huge hot streak, but if you want to get 14 picks right like me, win more bets, receive the best picks from some of the best bettors in the world for less than a cup of coffee, you can access the exclusive Discord and meet some of the best sport bettors in the game by joining my Patreon. Should be a link down below in the description. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets today. So make sure to join my Patreon using the link in the description. And here's one of our members who just signed up and won himself $800 just yesterday, and another member who won $90 for the 5th day in a row since joining my Discord. So guys, if you want to win big money like our members, a link will be in the description, so go join the Patreon to have access to the Discord group, and I will be continuing to upload every single day on this channel the best bets and props, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my daily uploads. Alright, so let's get straight into the first pick. And when it comes to these picks, I'm not saying to chuck all of them into a parlay and hope for the best. Pick and choose the ones that you like and the ones that work best for you. So first pick we're going to be talking about is Flexen, and this one is for 3 pitcher strikeouts and this one is for less. Now when we look at Flexen, we've actually seen him go in the under in 0 out of the last 5 games, but they do face off against none other than the San Diego Padres coming into this game. So when it comes to San Diego, we actually see that they have a batting average that actually ranks them first, with a batting average of 0.265, and that is a big reason why we do very much like the under for this situation here. When we look at Flexen, although he has been able to go on the over multiple times, we think that matchups are super important, and with them versing the #1 team in the batting average space or section, we definitely see someone like Flexen going on the under here. So on top of that, when we look at what the bookies are saying, the bookies also have him favored for the under as well coming into this matchup. So matchups, that's what's most important coming into this one, and that's why we do like the under for Chris. So Flexen, 3 pitcher strikeouts for less, I think is a great pick. Again, to the next one, we're going to be talking about Mackenzie Gore. So Mackenzie Gore, great player as always, and this one is 5 pitcher strikeouts and this one is for more. Now when we look at Mackenzie, we've actually seen him going the over in 3 out of the last 5 games, which is great to see, with one of them actually being a push. But on top of that, they do have themselves a very interesting matchup against the Chicago Cubs. Now Chicago Cubs do rank pretty different. Chicago Cubs do actually rank 14th with a batting average of 0.244, and on top of that ranks him 14th like we mentioned. But Mackenzie Gore over the last 5 has been able to average 5.4 consistently. On top of that, when we look at what the bookies are saying, the bookies also have him favored for the over as well, which I think is fantastic to see. But on top of that, average over the last 5.4. Chicago Cubs don't really rank too high. All signs really do point towards the over for this one for us, and for Mackenzie Gore, who's pretty consistent at getting close to this line, we are sticking to the over for this situation here. So Mackenzie Gore, 5 pitcher strikeouts for more, I think is a fantastic pick. Now getting to the next one, we're actually going to be talking about none other than Walker Buehler. So Walker Buehler, great player as we all know, and this one is for 6 pitcher strikeouts and this one is for less. Now when we look at Walker, we've actually seen him go on the under actually in 4 or 5 out of the last 5 games, with one of them actually being a push. But on top of that, they do have themselves a great matchup against none other than the Colorado Rockies. Now Colorado Rockies actually do rank 18th when it comes to their batting average, with a batting average of 0.242. Now the reason why we do very much like the under for this situation, however, even though they rank pretty low, is due to the fact that we are in the second half of the season and we are actually expecting someone like Walker to not have the same amount of usage rate that he usually sees. We could see him get taken out very early. We are also expecting a little bit of a lackluster game from the Dodgers coming into this matchup, and when we look at what the bookies are saying, the bookies also have him favored for the under as well. Now Walker has also struggled to reach this line consistently. He was only able to get a push once, and that was against the Angels, and because of that we are still liking the under for this one, as his average over the last 5 is also 4. So although someone or a team like the Colorado Rockies do rank pretty low, we still are sticking to the under here because Walker hasn't been able to hit this consistently to the liking for it. So because of that, we are sticking to the under for this one. So Walker Buehler, 6 pitcher strikeouts for less, I think is an absolute steal. So as you all know, I do want to get these picks out to you as soon as possible, but PrizePicks is delayed with some of their lines, so here are a couple of players you should definitely watch out for when their lines drop. So first player we're going to be talking about is none other than Rhett Lauder. Now Rhett Lauder does play for Cincinnati Reds, and he does have an ERA of 1.74 and 17 pitcher strikeout, which racks him actually in the 150th plus. So when it comes to his strikeouts, not that many, but he hasn't started in that many games. But coming into this one, we are in the second half of the MLB season, closing near the end, and because of that, we are actually seeing him as a starting pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds. Now, the Cincinnati Reds do face off against none other than the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Pirates do actually rank 23rd when it comes to their batting average, with a batting average of .236. Because of that, we do very much like the over for this situation for someone like Rhett Lauder. Now, although he doesn't have that many pitcher strikeouts, and that that ERA is pretty decent, what we also do like, and the reason why we do like the over, is that since he hasn't started in that many games, we should expect his line from Prize Picks to be a little bit on the lower side, and there may be a lot of value to actually go on the over. Now, over the last 7 days, he did only play one game, but he was able to get 5 pitcher strikeouts, which is fantastic to see, and we should see him put a similar amount of numbers, and we are expecting his line to be under, around that 3 to 4 range. So because of that, if his line is under his averages, definitely look to go on the over. So I think there'll be a lot of great value there. Now, getting into the next player, we're going to be talking about Kyle Hendricks. So, Kyle Hendricks from Chicago Cubs has had an ERA of 6.25 and also 83 pitcher strikeouts, which actually ties him at 138th. So, he's done a great job for none other than the Cubs, and the Cubs have themselves a very, very good matchup as the Cubs face off against the Washington Nationals. Now, when we look at the Washington Nationals, we see that they rank center in the middle at 15th when it comes to their batting average, with a batting average of .243. Because of that, we do very much like actually the over for this situation here. The reason being is that we are expecting someone, like Kyle Hendricks to have a little bit more usage rate than usual, due to the fact that when it comes to that as well, we also do see that, even the times that he has played as of recent over the last 7 days, he was able to get 7 pitcher strikeouts in that matchup. So we are expecting a similar result coming into this game. We should see him around that mark, and if that is the case, we definitely should see him being able to go on the over pretty easily. Now, on top of that, when we also look further, we do see that Kyle Hendricks also, we are expecting a higher usage rate since, like we mentioned, second half of the season, and in the second half of the season we should see someone like him play a lot more. So because of that, we are sticking to the over for this situation here. Kyle Hendricks, keep an eye out for his line, because we see a lot of value there to go on the over. Now, getting into the next player, we're going to be talking about none other than Reese Olson. So, Reese Olson, great player, as we all know. And this one is a fantastic one, as, he has an ERA of 3.50, and also on top of that has 95 pitcher strikeouts. Now, we do very much like the over for this situation here against his matchup, because none other than Detroit Tigers, they face off against the Baltimore Orioles. Now, although Baltimore Orioles do rank pretty decent, they rank 12th, we don't think it is high enough to see someone, or too high enough to see someone like Reese Olson go on the under. So we are sticking to the over for this situation here. When we also look further, we do see that Baltimore Orioles, we aren't expecting them to play, their main players coming into this matchup. It is expected for them to play kind of their second stringers, their second units. And because of that, Reese Olson might actually have himself a pretty easier game. So because of those reasons, we do very much like the over for this situation here. Now, over the last 7 days, we've actually seen he's gotten 3 pitcher strikeouts in that one game, but we are expecting a bigger performance coming into him in this game against the Orioles. So because of that, keep an eye out for his line, and like I always mentioned, if the line is under his averages, definitely look to go on the over. So I think there'll be a lot of great value there. So guys, if you do want to win more bets and win more money, don't forget to join our exclusive Discord group by signing up to our Patreon, which will be linked down below in the description, or you can also find it in the pinned comment down below. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord. You can start winning more bets and win more money today. So guys, I'll see you over there, and I'll see you soon. Peace.